Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start an LLC in Florida. And trust me, it's actually much simpler than you might think. Whether you're planning to launch an exciting new beachside business, start a real estate venture, or set up your first online store, this comprehensive guide will break down everything you need to know. Now, before we dive into the specifics, let's talk about why Florida is such an incredible choice for your LLC. You see, the Sunshine State offers some pretty compelling advantages that make it a top destination for business owners. First and foremost, Florida has no state income tax, which, as you can imagine, is a huge benefit for business owners. This means you get to keep more of your hard-earned profits, and well, who doesn't want that? On top of that, Florida has a robust and growing economy that's actually larger than many countries. We're talking about the fourth largest economy in the United States, which basically means there are endless opportunities for businesses to thrive here. Another fantastic thing about Florida is its business-friendly climate. You see, the state government actually works pretty hard to make things easier for entrepreneurs. They've streamlined many of their processes, and honestly, their online filing system is one of the most user-friendly I've seen. Plus, Florida's strategic location is absolutely perfect for businesses. With major international airports, busy seaports, and a prime position for both domestic and international trade, you're really setting yourself up for success. And let's not forget about the tourism industry. Florida welcomes millions of visitors each year, which creates incredible opportunities for all kinds of businesses. So, now that we understand why Florida is such a great choice, let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of starting your LLC, choosing your business name. First things first, you'll need to make sure your chosen name is available. The thing is, Florida requires that your LLC name be distinguishable from other businesses registered in the state. You can easily check name availability on the Florida Division of Corporations website, and I actually recommend checking before you get too attached to any particular name. Now, there are some specific rules you'll need to follow. Your company name must include the words Limited Liability Company or the abbreviation LLC or LLC. For example, if you want to name your company Sunshine Solutions, it would need to be Sunshine Solutions LLC or Sunshine Solutions Limited Liability Company. Here's a pro tip. Even if you're not quite ready to form your LLC, you can actually reserve your business name for up to 120 days by filing a name reservation application. This costs around $25, but it gives you peace of mind knowing your perfect name won't be taken while you're getting everything else in order. The next crucial step is choosing your registered agent, and this is where I really want you to pay attention because it's super important. You see, every LLC in Florida must have a registered agent. It's actually required by law. Now, if you're wondering what exactly a registered agent does, they're basically your business's official point of contact with the state. They receive important legal documents, tax forms, and official correspondence on behalf of your business. They need to be available during regular business hours and have a physical address in Florida, not just a P.O. box. While you can technically serve as your own registered agent if you live in Florida, I honestly recommend using a professional service. And speaking of professional services, I highly recommend Northwest Registered Agent for this. They're incredibly reliable, take privacy seriously, and provide excellent customer service. You can find a special discount link for their services in the description and pinned comment below. The reason I recommend a professional service is that they ensure you never miss important documents or deadlines. Plus, they keep your personal address off public records, which is huge for privacy. Think about it. Do you really want legal documents being served to you at your home or business in front of customers or neighbors? Now, speaking of getting your LLC set up properly, let's talk about the most straightforward way to handle the entire formation process. Now, let's dive into filing your Articles of Organization, which is really the heart of forming your Florida LLC. The Articles of Organization is basically your LLC's birth certificate. You will need to file this with the Florida Division of Corporations, and I recommend doing it online since it's faster and more convenient. The filing fee is $125, and you'll typically get a response within 3 to 5 business days. When filling out your articles, you'll need to include some key information. First, there's your LLC name, which we talked about earlier. Then you'll need to list your principal place of business address and your mailing address if it's different. You will also need to provide your registered agent's information, and speaking of which, I highly recommend using Taylor Brands for this. They offer registered agent service as part of their LLC formation package, and you can find a special discount link in the description below. One thing that trips people up is the effective date. You can choose to have your LLC start immediately upon filing, or you can delay it up to 90 days. Most people choose immediate effectiveness, but if you're planning ahead for tax purposes, you might want to consider a delayed start date. Now, while Florida doesn't legally require an operating agreement, you absolutely should have one. Think of it as your LLC's instruction manual. It spells out how your business will run, who owns what percentage, how profits are distributed, and what happens if someone wants to leave the company. If you're using Taylor Brands, remember, discount link in the description. They'll help you create a comprehensive operating agreement as part of their service. But if you're going the DIY route, make sure your agreement covers all the basics: ownership structure, voting rights, management responsibilities, and procedures for adding or removing members. The next big step is getting your EIN, or Employer Identification Number. Think of this as your business's social security number. You'll need it to open a business bank account, hire employees, and file taxes. The good news, it's completely free to get one directly from the IRS website, and you'll usually receive it instantly. Here's something a lot of new business owners overlook. Depending on your industry and location in Florida, you might need additional licenses or permits. For example, if you're running a restaurant, you'll need health permits. If you're in construction, you'll need contractor licenses. Let me share some pitfalls I've seen people fall into. First, don't skip the operating agreement just because it's not required. That's like driving without insurance. You might be fine until you're not. Another common mistake is mixing personal and business finances. As soon as you get your EIN, open a separate business bank account. Trust me, your accountant will thank you come tax time. Also, don't forget about ongoing compliance. Florida requires you to file an annual report between January 1st and May 1st each year. Mark it on your calendar because if you miss the May 1st deadline, you'll face a $400 late fee. So, what happens after you've formed your LLC? Well, the first thing you'll want to do is open that business bank account I mentioned. Then consider getting business insurance. General liability insurance is a smart start for most businesses. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all these steps, remember that services like Northwest Registered Agent can handle most of this for you. They're especially great with privacy protection. And yes, there's a discount link for them in the description too. As you move forward, keep all your LLC documents in a safe place, including your articles of organization, operating agreement, and EIN confirmation. I recommend both digital and physical copies. Thanks for staying with me through this guide. If you found it helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more business tips. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. I love helping fellow entrepreneurs get started on the right foot. Remember, starting an LLC might seem complicated, but take it one step at a time, and you'll be up and running before you know it. Good luck with your new business venture.